That
you
album.
don't know what Stillmatic is. You don't know real diss tracks. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know. He gave us the poppy songs with Oh Yes, that's the Mr. Postman, and then of course he had the whistle song.
Yeah.
I don't want to skip them,
Right.
but I usually do skip them.
I was fearful that Nas was not going to have a good enough response when it came to Takeover. Because he did show the music industry of why he was who he was at that time.
It speaks for itself. They don't understand. They want to see me on top, too egotistical.
Talk about
this
this
slick shit.
the same way these bitches do. Oh yeah.
You think y'all think I hate on that?
That's a song that I can play when I get out the shower.
Yeah.
That's a song that I can play when I put my feet in my shoes.
Yeah.
That's a song that I can play when I eat that nice breakfast sandwich I was telling you about. That man sandwich. You know?
The 70s. You know how these young cats are always playing that drill music and that shooting them up?
Yeah.
That's why we gave these albums with no skips.
Yeah.
But I'm very big on mental health and vulnerability.
Oh, talk to me.
Kanye said I ain't gotta have What's good, y'all? Welcome to America's favorite underrated debate show. Call it how I see it. I'm your host, Shotime SP, the fly on the wall in the middle of it all.
And of course, I'm your host, T-Reid the King, ruler of everything, but we can talk about anything.
Now, you know, T-Reid,
we're here with another episode, man. We made it.
They haven't canceled us yet.
They haven't canceled us.
So I'm happy about that.
Hey, listen, man, I spent my money early too.
I did see you spend the money.
Brother.
Is that Tweed, my brother?
Yeah, man.
Is that Tweed?
It's Angel Does Hair.
Listen, man. You know what's funny? I was thinking about that too. Speaking when it comes to getting fresh and things like that, I always love this dynamic. You know what I mean? Like the suit and the ties is always great.
Yeah,
but me myself, I'm just always gonna be me. Yeah. So I'm gonna wear what I'm wearing. If you don't like me, you don't like me. Don't be like, I don't like him because of his outfit.
Right.
But I do gotta let you know.
Talk to me, brother.
You've been fresh these past few times.
I appreciate it, man. And listen, man, you as well, man. You know, we got different styles, and our styles work for us, and it works for the show.
Hey, man.
Because guess what? We're calling it how we see it.
You damn right. Listen, and speaking of calling it how I see it, I was thinking to myself, let's put ourselves in a situation. Let's say we trapped in the car, we're in an old school vehicle, you know what I'm saying? There's a CD player in there. There's only one CD that goes in, right? And you gotta take this car from one place to another place. The CD is in the player. Problem is that CD can't come out. So that means you gotta play that whole CD all the way through. The buttons don't work. You can't skip.
Who's in charge of putting the CD in?
Well, it's up to whoever. It's whoever wants to put the CD in the CD player. But all I'm saying is once it's in, no skips. So I want to say this ain't even got to be a top 5.
Sure.
I think there's a bunch of albums out there.
Okay.
And I think there's a bunch of different genres out there too.
It is.
So I think for the first run, we should definitely try to do top, like not even your top 5. Just give me 5 hip hop albums, no skips.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
What you thinking? What you thinking about that? You already got something?
Yeah, I'm cooking, man. I got my apron on, man. I got the kitchen here, you know. So I'm definitely going to be thinking of some things. But what one CD that comes to mind is Jadakiss, "Kiss of Death."
Ooh,
that album is fire.
Wasn't that like the third one?
That was the third one. That was the third one. And of course, you know, him going back and forth with the studios and him getting let go from, or wanting to get let go from Bad Boy, and you know, them holding a rally to let him go.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember. I
heard him. Coward, you're a coward. He was talking to Puff, and you know, you need to let us out and don't be looking around the corner. And Puffy had to get off before he had to moonwalk. Now, he said, "Hey, listen, you want to handle something? Come to the office."
Now I'm gonna be real with you. Kiss of Death. I think the main hits that was on there was definitely going to be the Why. That was the
was
Why.
His commercial hit.
Yep. Oh, and I'm that's a classic.
Vocals of Anthony Hamilton. Yes, sir.
I mean, you know, and then you got to think about too. You got the Welcome to D Block, even though that was a mixtape track.
Yeah.
That one made it to the album too. You know what I'm saying?
Smart businessman.
So you mean to tell me from top to bottom?
Yeah,
you can listen to Kiss of Death. That means the intro was fire.
The intro was fire, man. You know, the only thing that I missed was, because I know on Kiss the Game Goodbye, he had some intros on there that was actually funny.
Yeah,
and I missed a lot of them.
Talk about what the gang was going to do to you.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be jerking, we'll be raping.
Yeah,
but,
we can't,
we be graping, you graping. So, but I missed a lot of that. However, I think he did step it up lyrically because he focused more on the album and more on the songs opposed to the funny. We all know that he's funny, but we know he can rap his ass off as well.
That is true.
And one of the things that stuck out to me was he made you think on why. He said, "Why did you let the Terminator win the election?" And there's a lot to think about on that one because Arnold Schwarzenegger can't really speak proper English as much, and the fact that he was the governor.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's also the thing too on that Y track too. Like I think, because I'm trying to remember who produced it. But I do remember that beat was like one of the most heavily freestyled over beats. I do recall at that time. This was 04. So this is 2004.
That's when I graduated.
So that's another reason why I like to ask these questions about the no skips too. Where was you at in 04 and why does it resonate to you in 04?
So 04, I was fighting every day verbally when it comes to my top 5, my this, my that, and I'm really heavy on lyrics. I'm heavy on lyrical content, not speculates, not necessarily album sales or nothing like that. So I was always fighting for Kiss, and with being as though that 04 I graduated, I was able to beat on my chest and say, haha, he got another one, and he got a commercial hit. Y was playing everywhere. In my car, your car, Dennis Rodman's car, it was all over the place. So, I was in high school then, and that was the reason why that was my favorite album. The fact that he's my favorite rapper, that was my favorite album because I was able to say aha to everybody else. Everybody was commercialized.
Did you say
like this
aha or did you say...
That's what I said.
That's what I was wondering.
That's what I said.
Then now I'm looking at it too. I see By Your Side on there.
By Your Side is nice.
Kiss be having a couple tracks.
Another commercial hit too.
Yes, it was. Commercial hit, and that was more hood than commercial than anything. So you had Scott Storch on there that was produced. I knew it was a couple of them. I think for the Y track, I think that was either Scott Storch. I know Neptunes ain't do that one, but you had Swiss. You had
Kanye. Man.
They had the market behind this one.
Absolutely. Hot Sauce to Go was another one that I really loved, and that was produced by the Neptunes. That
was Pharrell, yes,
and
sir.
guess what? You know the track he said on that one. You know what he said on that one. I hit you with the old school 2-step clap and a spin. That was on Hot Sauce to Go.
That was on Hot Sauce to Go. Yep.
Man, and listen, man, that's a rider music. That's something that I can listen to.
That's why y'all need to watch this show because you wanted to court that if y'all didn't watch the last one. That's all it is.
Right.
And I do recall at that time too when we talk. Speaking of producers, I remember Havoc was doing the production on some of them joints too.
You know what? That's funny. That's funny. Yeah,
Havoc did why?
Yeah.
See, that's why.
That's
we
funny.
Appreciate you up top up there. We appreciate you up top.
Absolutely.
So Havoc, rest in peace. Well, no. Prodigy passed away. Havoc's still out here. So Havoc was on the Havoc was on that beat. Why is still probably my favorite one on that track.
Yeah, y'all stop confusing my brother out there, man. Y'all was talking about on the comments that Havoc passed away. He did not.
He did not. It was Prodigy.
So thanks for up top as well. So we appreciate.
So what you would say is that they got it twisted.
Hey.
All right. Okay.
We call it how we see it.
Yeah, I like where you're going with that. Okay,
Absolutely.
So I feel like that's a personal favorite. Yeah, that's definitely and I mean and at the end of the day too, all of these are going to be our personal favorite.
Absolutely.
I think for me, my personal favorite is going to be
not going to be Eminem, is it?
No, we could talk about that at another time. But I'm going to go with Joel Santana's "What the Game's Been Missing." See, because you was right there in 04. 04 was a good time.
Definitely was a good time.
Where I'm at with it in 2005, I'm still in my teenage years.
Okay.
And I remember going to my cousin's house who lived in New York. And so one of the things that we used to do every time I used to travel to my cousin's house in New York, I would bring something from Philly, like an artist or an album or something like that ain't been, somebody that's on the come up or something
radar.
like that.
Yeah.
And then he would show me somebody that's cooking out there in New York. Now, me being not the biggest Dipset fan, I was definitely not a Cameron fan. That's no disrespect. Shout out to Cam.
Yeah.
And,
I wasn't either.
Yeah, but I wasn't the biggest Cam fan because I never knew if computers was Putin. But what I did know is that when the Dipset came about, Joel Santana was the one.
Yeah, he was the one that stuck out.
The first album that was on, the first album that Santana had was what was that? I think it was From Me to You.
From Me to You.
All right, so From Me to You, that was where he got his feet wet. But what the game's been missing to me, I'm talking, and we talking no skips now, right? I can tell you hands down, I know the whole track listing with my eyes closed, and I ain't gotta tell you a thing. For some reason, there's multiple tracks on here, but the Rumble Young Man Rumble, I use that for my motivation. I was taught in the streets, be humble and rumble, young man, rumble. Like that part was a big thing for me. But when you had the mainstream songs, of course, the ones this was around that time too, where a lot of these heavy hood artists, their commercial songs wasn't the songs you really went to the album for.
Right.
Case in point, on your Jadakiss joint, I said why? Because that was the most critically acclaimed.
Yeah, but that wasn't my favorite joint.
No.
Hot Sauce to Go was my favorite joint.
You see what I'm saying? So, and this one, and I can always say for what the game's been missing on Joel Santana album is, he gave us the poppy songs with "Oh Yes," that's the Mr. Postman, and then of course he had the whistle song. I don't want to skip them, but I usually do skip them because they were overplayed over and over again.
Right, but nonetheless they were good songs.
Absolutely.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna take a stab at this one. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Was that?
Absolutely. That was the first track.
That's actually my favorite one.
Come on now.
That's actually my favorite one.
The last song on the album too. They was like, man, we wasn't even sure.
Say the best for last.
See, mic check that.
Yeah.
See, and
mic
that's
check was nasty.
And that's from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Rumble Young Man, Rumble first song. He had mic check.
Hey, I see what you did.
Let me tell you about the stuff that was in between there. He had stories. When we talk about the best storytellers, you know, shout out to Biggie Smalls and shout out to Andre 3000, shout out to Slick Rick, all those storytellers. Let me tell you something. That Lil Boy Fresh story is fire. When you talk about good times, that I want like the cookout parties and stuff. That to me, that like it's things like that in that album that it just sticks out to me, and I could play that joint top to bottom. So that's definitely gonna be my thing, man. That's no skips for me.
That's not a bad thing, man. And then Joel Santana, he stands the test of time to this day. To people are waiting on him to come out.
Yeah,
he has that J Electronica effect.
Yeah,
you know, he put out an album, everybody's like this. You know, because he's that good, and arguably he was the best in Dipset.
Absolutely,
arguably.
This is arguable.
Yeah, arguably. Yeah, I listen. I'm a lyrics guy myself. I like Hell Rel, and you know, I liked J.R. Ryder. They were beasts.
Man, listen, Dipset and the whole Diplomats movement. And especially at that time, like I said, it was 05.
Yeah.
So at this time, it was a lot of the factions. Yeah. So you had your state properties, you had your Rockefellers, you had your D Blocks, you had your G Unit. Yeah. Dipset was right along them lines.
Yeah, it was clicked up.
And for the Second in Command album, that was a lot of the trouble. Yeah, when it came to D Block, Jadakiss was the front runner, but we wasn't necessarily, don't disrespect, we wasn't looking for a Chic album.
No.
Now Styles P was holding it down.
Gangsta and the Gentleman,
you know what I'm saying? Like Gangsta and the Gentleman, always fire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ghost in the Shell, was gonna be fire. So when you come to Second in Command, when you had Joel Santana and you had when you had From Me to You, then you had What the Game's Been Missing.
Yeah, nasty.
Memphis Bleak ain't even have a good run like that. You know what I'm saying? As far as being once when Jay stepped down, Memphis Bleak came out with Made, and Made was like, what the game's been missing was fire. Not on, and last but not least, he got one of the best songs on there. Make It Work For You. That's Joel Santana. That's Young Jeezy and Lil Wayne. Both of those guys at that time.
And it was fire. It was scorching.
They was like, yo, you don't know who they are?
Yeah.
Listen to this song.
Yeah.
Wayne said, ugh, you can smell it through the rapper. That's that shit. Just sit it in a pamper. Let me listen to this. Let me listen to a little bit more of that. Yeah. That's just going to be my...
It was nasty.
Go ahead. All right, now, we trapped in the car again. You know what I'm saying? The CD finally came out. What's next? What you putting in?
Man, and you spoke about him, man. You talked about him, man. And he has lyrics to the death, back and forth, left and right. I'm going to go with Carter 3.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with the Carter 3. Yes, I did.
No skips?
No skips, man. No skips, man. And listen, it has some commercial songs on there, which was actually pretty good.
Yes.
The Lollipop song was not bad, but just like you said, well, I heard it enough and I was just like, all right. Now, I didn't skip it in the beginning.
Correct.
Because it was different. It was and my man Static was on there.
Yes, sir.
Static
Aging. Yep.
He was good. He was good. He produced that song. He put his thing on it.
Yep.
But that song, you know, Lick Me Like a Rapper, and then everybody used that phrase.
Like
everybody used that song.
Yep.
Absolutely. Now, one of my favorite tracks on there, that was another commercial track, was him and T-Pain. If you got money and you know it, man, listen, man, and throw it, then show it like,
Listen, we ain't trying to get copyrighted. We just showing love and appreciation.
Right. Listen, man. Another note, I'd have been on this table with my shirt off dancing.
Hey, look.
Hey, listen, man.
you know what? Cause we both got Wayne on our list. You know what I'm saying? As the greatest. You know what I'm saying? So allow me to elaborate a little bit more on that. I'm not mad at that. No skips. It's a couple songs that I might skip on there.
Oh, tell me.
So I wasn't a big fan of the Robin Thicke song, the Tie My Hands. The boom, boom, boom,
really?
Boom, even though listen, that joint was fire.
Really?
And then
and you know who did that? Boom. You know who did that?
Who played that?
That was Wayne.
Oh yeah, because he was trying it out at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and this is around that rough time where I wasn't a big fan of Wayne. You know what I'm saying? So
Really?
when Comfortable played on the radio,
Really?
hated Comfortable.
Get out of here.
Even though Babyface was cooking that joint, I was not a big fan of Comfortable. But let me tell you something. What made me a believer on Carter 3.
Talk to me.
All right, now. I'm still a big fan. My number one rapper of all time, Jay-Z. When we talking about Mr. Carter.
Hey, man, listen.
Jay-Z verse on Mr. Carter?
The Jay-Z verse on Mr. Carter.
Right there in my chair with my crown in my ear. Yeah. That was a fire. I'm not mad at it. And that was number 2. Now, the another song that I'm not skipping, but I'm like, this ain't getting that love. My favorite Wayne song.
Talk to me.
On that album, Phone Home.
Yeah, Phone Home is nasty.
You're not the same. I am a Martian, and I'm hotter than summer rain, like Carl Thomas.
Listen, man, disrespectful and nasty.
Hip hop is my supermarket.
Yeah.
Shopping cart full of fake hip hop art. Phone Home is where you had it. That was the one where you had that one right there. So you know what I'm saying. Any other personal favorites that you had on there?
I mean, listen, and not only that, man. You know the cop car. You know what I mean? That even my kids, my kids would walk around the weed like a cop car. And Bobby Valentino, the fact that he came back, because a lot of people thought he was finished because he had the situation with him and Luda.
Yeah.
You know, he was on Luda's. Yeah,
he was supposed to be on DTP. Yeah.
And then he went on Melrose and went on this street talking about this, that, and the third, and nobody's seen him again. Yeah. But the fact that Wayne,
Bobby Valentino, he got a group now. Is he part of RSVP?
Elaborate.
So it's Ray J, Bobby Valentino, Sammy, and Pleasure P. RSVP. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to get back on. Let's talk about how I sold 2.8 million copies.
Yeah, you messed my head up.
This is a glow. Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, man.
He got a good little single. It's a good little single. But what I'm telling you is Carter 3 is up there with Eric. A lot of people have it up there as like their top 5 albums or their favorite albums. That's a good album to have for those skips, man.
That's a great album.
But I'm not feeling prostitute. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Please elaborate.
I'm not. Let the beat build. That should have been the intro.
Hey,
even though the 3-peat was cool, let the beat build. In my mind, that was the intro for me. I just put that first. Okay.
You like that? You like that? I'm doing all right now.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Listen, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I think in that time, in that frame, I think that it's all about where it is and it encapsulates us. Like I said, that 2005 era was great. Yeah. But let me tell you something. I was in college, right? And this was one of the times where I had to cram. I had to cram for like I forgot it was one of them tests that I had to cram for, and I had to get on my grind. And there was nobody else that could put me in my bag to motivate me than the Thug Motivator himself.
Oh, Young Jeezy.
By the name of Jay Jenkins. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
See, a lot of people talk about Thug Motivation 101, and that's a good album.
That's a great album.
Thug Motivation 102. I love that album too. Skipping a couple songs in there. You know what album I played top to bottom? Today's episode is brought to you by Hollis Haven, revolutionizing the truck driver's experience at every stop. Make sure you follow the website at hollishaven.com and follow on all social media platforms. And make sure you use that hashtag Safe Stops Ahead. You know what album I played top to bottom and did not skip not one song?
I'm eager to know.
It's going to be that third album. It's going to be The Recession.
Okay.
The Recession?
Okay. That's grown Jeezy.
Oh, my.
Yeah. That's when Jeezy found his swag.
The kilos ain't even in the trunk no more. I got a whole stack.
They was complaining about how that man didn't know how to rap. He showed you on that album. He showed you.
They was missing him. They said, welcome back.
Oh,
and with open arms. and this is one of those things too where and this might be another topic of a subject we're gonna have later on down the line.
Talk to me.
Who has the best intros? Or what is the best intro? The best intro, the recession. Now, Thug Motivation 101. You ain't never seen them pies. I'm talking so much white, it can hurt you. That's great. But it's a recession. Right now, how we feeling in today's economy.
It's a recession.
What he say? It's a recession.
Yeah, it's a recession.
Everybody broke.
Yeah.
So I just came back to give everybody hope. Come
That's nasty.
Jeezy's and we talking about top to bottom, right?
Yeah.
What, I'm not skipping songs on there. Even the one with Wayne, even the one taking it there with Trey Songz, that's still cool.
Hey man, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Jeezy
everything with Lil Boosie and Anthony Hamilton, you can still bop that ass.
I forgot about that.
But dude, we gotta listen. 2 songs you damn sure better not skip. 2 songs you for sure better not skip. And it's at the end of the album. Both of these songs at the end of the album. You go, my president is black.
My Lambo's blue. But I'll be goddamn if my rims ain't too.
Come on. 2008 was such a monumental year to be black in America.
Yeah, it was.
Barack Obama.
Yeah,
Listen, let me tell you something.
Talk to me.
I told you I listened to this album, right? I also forgot to mention that it was election night. That same night that Barack Obama won them polls, asked me what song was played over.
The president is black.
We swarmed the students and we played that song over.
Hey man, so some would say that song is the reason why he was elected.
Listen, and I'm gonna keep it real. I mean, it might be. Listen, and if the thing, and listen, and if time prevails, and if the way that politics go, we might be singing that shit again.
Hey. That's another episode.
You get what I'm saying here? Oh, did I mention the next song you got to play after that comes off after My President is Black?
Talk to me.
I Put On.
Oh, everybody puts on.
Wait,
wasn't
that at the same time where Kanye, rest in peace to Donda West, but Kanye
he lost his mom.
He lost his mom, bro. And the only thing Kanye had was this music. I feel like it's still bitches that owe me sex. I feel like it's still niggas that owe me checks.
We all felt like, ladies and gentlemen, we've all felt like that. We got some checks out there and some sex that hasn't been unturned. Listen, and we coming to get our check. And
if you're not putting on for your city, if you're not happy that your president is black, all you got to do is sing to yourself, bitch, I'm amazing.
Amazing. So amazing.
Low, you would think that I'm Man, I don't know why, but this album has always played like I said, top to bottom. I ain't skipping a song. You can even run the first 6, 7. You're not skipping a song. To Who Dat? You're not skipping Who Dat. Do you? You're not skipping that, man.
I have no qualms about that at all. I'm gonna put on that song. That's what I'm gonna do.
You better put on. You know what I'm saying? And also make sure you say that I'm young, by the way. Listen, I had my list together, right, and then I had to go to one of the most inspirational places that any black man could ever go to. If you need some you need some solace, some solstice, you need somebody to talk to, go to the barbershop.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of the barbers in the barbershop. I said, yo, what's the album you got with no skips? I had my 5. I had a couple personal picks with no hesitation. And I mean with no hesitation. He was like, The Recession. I said, damn, I gotta so I appreciate you, Chuck. I mean, I appreciate that for that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, who you got? No skips.
Listen, man. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it similar from the last episode, man. And this gentleman, he's nasty. Some would call him a poet. Did I mention that he's nasty?
You did say nasty. I was like, listen, whoa, whoa. Listen, everybody can't be nasty, man. Depending on how much money you get, you can't be too nasty.
Let's moonwalk on that one. He's nasty on the mic.
Okay, all right.
And that may be another moonwalk. But we're gonna keep it G.
Let's keep it moonwalking.
We're keep it moonwalking. My man Nasir with Stillmatic.
Oh,
Stillmatic.
Stillmatic? Not Illmatic.
Not Illmatic.
You got Stillmatic over Illmatic, or you think that Stillmatic can be played with no skips?
That Stillmatic played with no skips. That Stillmatic played with no skips.
Like I said, I don't hate Nas. I don't hate Nas at all. And Stillmatic made me the Nas fan.
Really?
You get what I'm saying?
Don't say.
That it wasn't Illmatic. You know what I'm saying? Even though, like I said, like my brother is a big influence when it came to playing music and so who should I be listening to? Yeah. He had Nas. He had It Was Written.
Did he really?
He did. He had It Was Written. He had Illmatic. But when that Ether came out and that Stillmatic, when I tell you, he bought the tape.
Yeah.
At the time, he had the tape because we ain't had no CD players in that car. We was going through some things. So that car, he had the tape, but he bought that Stillmatic tape player. And ain't skip not one song. So I feel you on that.
Well, listen, man. I mean, the fact of the matter is that, you know, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you're a music connoisseur yourself.
Oh, you are as well. Keep it cooking.
Did he not have that infamous diss track on that song?
On
that album?
If you don't know what Stillmatic is, you don't know real diss tracks. You don't know. Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Ether was nasty. And Ether, correct me if I'm wrong, man. If Ether gets on your skin, your skin is kind of decimated.
It does bother me a little bit. I was Team Jay-Z, and you know, you had to choose a side. Yeah. But let me tell you something. I had to.
But even though that's a song that stands out, one of the songs on that album was "You're the Man," and this is something that I tell myself every time before I professionally drive, before I flip a house, before I flip a car, you know, before I open my restaurant. I always say to myself that you're the man, you know. So those things, those albums, those songs get me through any tough time. When I'm broke, I'm the man. When I got money, I'm the man. When I open my doors, I'm the man.
You the man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. It's a couple songs I'm skipping on this album, but I'm before I tell you the songs I'm gonna skip, I must tell you this story here. I was sick for a whole week because this 2001. Yeah, I was sick for a whole week. And the number one video on 106 in Park, the number one video, and it played all week long to the point I knew all the words, all 3 verses. All I need is one mic.
Yes, sir.
That one mic. If I didn't know a Nas song, I knew that one.
Oh yeah.
It speaks for itself. They don't understand. They want to see me on top, too egotistical.
Talk about this slick shit the same way these bitches do. Oh yeah.
You think y'all think I hate on Nas? Y'all think I hate Nas? Y'all think I don't like Nas? No, I'm just telling you where it resonates with me with Nas. And Stillmatic is definitely good. Now rewind, huh?
I believe he wrote the song backwards. Did he not write the song backwards?
That's crazy.
A lot of people will claim I don't write. You know, I picked it out the top of my dome. I'm a freestyler. He written the song backwards.
He did.
I mean, the bullet went back in the gun.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Whether it was frontwards or backwards, it got skipped. So, and I want you to know that. And I just got one. You know, I know I was being disrespectful, right? And I had that. I had that in my mind when I said it to be disrespectful. You know why? Because I got myself a gun, and that came after Ether.
It did.
You know what I'm saying?
One of the most played songs in that era. Too.
Yes, sir.
One of the most played songs in that era.
Well, listen, another. Like I said, you pick great albums because I can pick albums where the beat is
that beat was nasty. That beat was treacherous.
That beat was, listen, I'm not mad at you for that. I'm not mad at you for that. Listen,
I appreciate that, man.
Anything else? Come on, I need you to convince me just a little bit more on Stillmatic. Why was it the sequel? Why did they call it the Stillmatic? Like why do you think it was considered a sequel to Illmatic?
Well, of course, you know, unfortunately, they thought that Nas was washed up. You know, when they were talking about,
he kind of was.
No, he wasn't. When they were talking about how Jay-Z was going to wash him, and then the first that he did not. He did not. They were going to talk about how Memphis Bleek was scared of him, which he was.
Yeah, I mean,
1,000%.
You know, other than the understanding, Memphis Bleek don't have much to stand on.
I didn't understand anything he was doing when he was talking about Nas. He was crazy. He lost his mind.
Put that on a T-shirt.
Yeah, KWAZY. He was crazy.
Stillmatic is definitely one of the ones.
And the album itself, I mean, the fact that he sold millions of records, the fact that he was still here to stay, and the fact that nobody's shaking away from him, and he still had the lyrical content. Everybody thought he was a bum.
So you're saying he's still?
Yeah, still, man.
Still Illmatic.
Still Illmatic.
Come on, I'm with. Listen, listen. I'm not mad at it. You know,
Illmatic's a great album, by the way.
Yes,
But Stillmatic is
an awesome album.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm skipping a few of those songs.
You know
what I'm saying? Which album was "Money Is My Bitch"? Was that on it? It was written.
That was it was written, sir.
It was on the video. Okay, all right, I'm just making sure. I just wanted to know, because I do money is one of my favorite ones. That's not like a critically acclaimed Nas track. But we're gonna have to switch it up. See, when I talk about the times. Now we got to go with the natural feel of an album. And let me tell you, like, to me,
no prosthetics.
No. Yeah, no. I need all my feet. You know what I'm saying? I need all my limbs.
Feel it to the sole of your feet. Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something about an artist by the name of who is he's very controversial now. Like this person you talking about right now, when I say his name right now, you definitely gonna give me the side eye. But I also have to put you back in the time machine at this point in time.
Controversial, you say?
Yes. Oh yes. They called him Ye. They call him Ye.
Okay,
now,
okay.
you know
I thought you was talking.
He used
okay,
to be
gotcha.
Yeezy.
I heard
you know
controversial, and I was like, oh.
He went by Yeezus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He went by Yeezus. But what I know him as, and what I know him from, is Kanye West.
Yeah.
And my no skip Kanye West album, although Graduation is up there,
Very much so.
Late Registration is going to be my no skip Kanye West album. It's something about that second album. They call it the second album slump because you already put all of your pain and all of your drive in your first album. Ye said, nah, I got this mapped out.
Yeah.
See, on the first one when he did College Dropout, that was the rock.
That was nasty.
That's a fire album.
That was nasty.
And he also made it sure that I wanted to make sure that I was a boom papper, I was a backpapper.
Yeah, still.
You know what I'm saying?
Still
If it wasn't for Kanye West, Common wouldn't have been known to be as lyrically inclined.
That's
if
true.
it was not for Kanye West, we would not be talking about Talib Kweli
Or Lupe Fiasco.
Or Lupe.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah.
Because on Touch the Sky,
Yeah.
which is on Late Registration.
Late Registration.
I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's little stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when you got Lupe Fiasco in that push for the backpack record, because the albums that we just named, right? These are considered hood classics.
True.
Right?
True.
These are normally played in the streets.
In the streets.
On the blocks.
No, definitely on
You know
my
what I'm
street.
saying?
Yeah.
You know how these young cats are always playing that drill music and that shooting them up.
Yeah.
That's why we gave these albums with no skips.
Yeah.
But I'm very big on mental health and vulnerability.
Oh, talk to me.
Kanye said, I ain't gotta have no gun. I don't have to have a gun.
I got this microphone.
Listen, I got this mic, and
got
I'm here
the
to
spinning
tell you
pad.
some funny stories.
Yeah,
I'm here to,
yeah.
listen, if the girl don't like me, how long is she being gay?
Had Tracy Ellis Ross on the video of Touch the Sky.
Come on.
Everybody was talking about Tracy Ellis Ross at the
Listen,
time.
he was
Everybody.
already a visionary too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When it comes to the first album was called College Dropout, right? The next album is
Late
called
Registration.
Late Registration. Does that mean he didn't go to school? He went to school. He didn't go to. You're already telling me a story.
There's layers to that.
I love an album that's going to give me a story.
Yeah, there's definitely
and so
layers to
you're
that.
giving me a continuation of the story.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get into the songs. I didn't even know that the voiceover when you hearing Bernie Mac and that's not even
D-Ray,
Bernie
that's
Mac.
D-Ray
That is
Davis.
D-Ray Davis.
Wake up, Mr. West. That's D-Ray Davis.
Not even Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
I thought you knew. I thought I was going to see you again.
Right.
He brought that back. He brought that element into it too. He also did the fact that D-Ray Davis, shout out to him for the skits. I'm big on album with skits.
Yeah.
So that means if you give me a complete album and I'm no skipping, that means I'm including the skits too. We broke, fly broke. We ain't got it. Ain't got no money. Ain't got no clothes. Can't get no cars. Ain't got no hoes. We broke. That's broke, was a fraternity.
Yeah, that is broke.
This is the story that's being told.
Yeah.
He also was showing y'all vulnerability. I'm gonna say it again. He was showing you emotional weakness. Because I'm gonna try to find the lack of a better term.
Emotional weakness. That was good. Emotional weakness.
You can't say you can't. You know how's the the V word. When you do that, he talks about roses. Roses. That's when he's talking about his grandma. His grandma got sick. This was this was before his mama died. So he already had that type of pain, and he might lose one of his motherly
one of the
figures
women
in
that
his
he
life.
loved. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had
we all
roses.
know what I feel.
Listen, and then one of my favorite Kanye songs, which is a super B cut, Why Everything That's Supposed to Be Bad Make Me Feel So Good. Everything they told me not to is exactly what I would. Addiction? He wasn't even that big of a drinker. He wasn't that big of a smoker, but he was letting you know, ooh, I'm about to get addicted to something. And he showed you he's addicted to fame.
And addictions is real, people. Addictions are very real. I love me a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. You know, matter of fact, I'm gonna segue real fast, and I'm gonna come right back to it. Listen, if anybody wants to have a breakfast sandwich, what you need to do is go to McDonald's. Okay, what you need to do is get you a bacon, egg, and cheese with steak.
Is it the McGriddle or the like?
No. It's the steak. It's the steak, bagel, egg, cheese.
On the bagel.
On the bagel.
Okay.
Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna split that hole in the middle, right? You're gonna get you a hash brown, a golden hash brown, one of them crunchy ones.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Fresh out the grease.
Fresh out the grease. Listen, you're gonna park that sandwich like the Red Sea. You're gonna put that hash brown right in the middle, and you're gonna put the top on that hoe.
No.
That's what you're gonna do.
You got to put.
It's already split.
Massive.
You got a sandwich. You got a grown man sandwich.
Was that two M's?
Yeah.
There's two M's in there. That's a sandwich.
Two M's on the. That's a good bite. That's a good bite. That's a good bite.
All right, but we'll segue back into it. Yeah,
so, absolutely. Yeah. So, and then that was a good album, man. And listen, man, I when the last episode you talked about this man so much, and And you made such good, valid points to the point where I'm like, you know what? I got to go listen to some music from the man himself, Jay-Z. And one of the ones that really stuck out to me was Jay-Z's Blueprint. Jay-Z's Blueprint.
You know what? I was going to say that for last, but you know what? Let's talk about it. Tell me why this is a no-skip album. Because I agree with you. Yeah. This is the first time on this show I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead, keep going.
Listen, man, I don't have Jay-Z, and no disrespect, I don't have Jay-Z in my top 5.
And that is disrespect. You can't say no disrespect and then say a disrespectful statement.
With all due respect. with all due respect.
It feels like all due disrespect.
It's not no all due disrespect. This is from all due respect. You know, The Rule Is Back is one of my favorite songs.
You're going to talk about them intros.
One of my favorite songs. That's a song that I can play when I get out the shower.
Yeah.
That's a song that I can play when I put my feet in my shoes.
Yeah.
That's a song that I can play when I eat that nice breakfast sandwich I was telling you about. That man sandwich. You know?
The sandwich.
Yeah. With 2 M's because I'm a man.
Because I'm a man,
Because I'm a man.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm also, you know, this is a controversy one, but, you know, the song that he had with Skittles. You know, he had a song with Skittles, man, and it was called...
so good. We were doing fine.
What do you mean?
We were doing fine until you just come out here. You just go disrespect the white boy in here. All right.
What did I disrespect?
Keep going.
Is that not his name?
The Rule Is Back. Keep going. You talking about Renegade.
You
talking about Renegade. Yeah. With Eminem.
Who?
The feature with Eminem.
That's right.
Who did the better? He had the better verse?
Who?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Since I'm in this position to talk to, I ain't a politician. I'm just giving you the rights that I've written. You know, it's fine. It's okay.
Jay-Z had the better verse. But, you know.
Fucking do good. It's too bad you couldn't do good in marriage. Let's talk about how we enjoyed this album. Go ahead.
This album was really good, man. It was right on time. And funny enough, I was leaving church, and my cousin, he was a choir director, not like that. And he went and bought this album from me. And he used to work at Coco's. Coco's was an album music store. You can get all genre music in Coco's.
Okay.
And it had no cussing on it, none whatsoever. You know, the producers that was on that album, that was on the Blueprint album, was Kanye West, it was Swiss Beats, and
Just Blaze. Don't forget Timberland. Today's episode is brought to you by Hauler's Haven, revolutionizing the truck driver's experience at every stop. Make sure you follow the website at haulershaven.com and follow on all social media platforms, and make sure you use that hashtag Safe Stops Ahead. Listen, I'm with you. We agreeing on this one, so I'm with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once again, this is another one of those situations. So I also have this on my list. So
really,
I got this on my list for sure. This is definitely. Listen,
did I give you the alley? What I give you? It wasn't no look.
Look, man. Look,
I passed it like this.
It was the AI under the arm.
Yeah. A real pass.
White brothers, Larry Hughes. Yeah. So what I'm telling you is, let me tell you something about.
Talk to me.
The Blueprint.
Talk to me.
It came out at a very pivotal time.
What time?
It was more pivotal than you think. Because do you know the release date of the Blueprint?
Tell me.
He also said it in the Blueprint 2 on The Bounce. Rumor has it the Blueprint Classic couldn't even be stopped by Bin Laden. The Blueprint dropped on September 11th.
On purpose.
2001.
On purpose.
So allow me to take you back in the time machine. So I'm in school, right? I'm in school. All of a sudden, I hear that the Twin Towers have been attacked. And New York is in a frenzy. But Jay-Z's album, The Blueprint, had came out. So I had to get an early dismissal. I'm going to correlate the two. Now, once again, I told you about my brother and the influence that he has on my life and when it comes to playing music, right? There was one thing that I knew my brother was going to do.
Talk to me.
He was going to leave work early. He was going to pick me up from school because he had to leave work early because, you know, the whole world shut down. But before the world shut down, he said, yo, we need to go to the record bar. So shout out to Coco's.
Yeah.
We had the record bar.
Okay.
When we went to the record bar, we bought 2 albums that day.
Really?
One album he bought for himself.
Okay.
And that was The Blueprint. And the other album was Kiss the Game Goodbye.
Yeah,
I purchased that because he let me buy my own one, right?
Yeah.
I taped the Rulers. I taped the Blueprint. And I said, let me go ahead and I got that. I played that tape until it popped. Still got Kiss the Game Goodbye. Still in the case, still in the joint. But when I tell you that Blueprint, I can't find that tape. I cannot find that tape. Because at that moment time, that pivotal time, when I heard Takeover, I said, oh, it's over for you, Nas. Oh, it's over for you.
So
you ain't got nothing for it.
So you thought.
You ain't got nothing.
So you thought.
You little, I got money stacks bigger than you, Prodigy. Rest in peace, but you not big enough over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't care if you bomb deep. Your whole vision is true. I mean, like when I heard Takeover.
Yeah, Takeover's nasty. Takeover's nasty.
Everybody.
Yeah.
He showed his
Jungle is nothing but a garden to me. That's what he said. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. You're not going to talk about my man now. I was like, I'll cut this tape off.
I'm just saying the disrespect is still there. But I'm still, because I thought Takeover was the one. I thought it was too. Then, shout out to Stillmatic, because that did come out later.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking about Takeover, I felt like that, as I was Team Jay-Z, I would have chosen Takeover now.
I was fearful that Nas was not going to have a good enough response when it came to Takeover. Because he did show the music industry of why he was who he was at that time and why he named it the Takeover, and he addressed everybody.
If you just delve with me for just a few more moments,
please.
You know what I'm saying? Because if we both agreeing, that means anything I'm saying you gonna be agreeing with, right? You know, after the Takeover, it's probably one of the most monumental Jay-Z songs, because you could have been anywhere in the world,
but you're here with me.
And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? H to the Izzo.
Yeah.
That I remember watching that. I remember being in the crib watching that video on MTV Jam.
Yeah.
They played like Jay-Z was back.
He was
and
he was back by popular demand.
Come on, and I'm only about 12 years old. Not knowing who.
What are you talking about?
I didn't know. He even got a song on there called "You Don't Know."
Yeah. What you doing?
And that's where you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I always tell y'all too how I'm very big on mental health and having that vulnerability as an artist. When I tell you, there's probably 2 to 3 songs that could probably make me tear up. One is Ghostface Killer, All I Got Is You. Every time. It's just it's the beat with that. And that's RZA, and that's to RZA's to his point. But Song Cry, I was just fucking them girls. I was gonna get right back. I didn't understand that at 11. I didn't understand that.
I did.
I had a relationship later on in that life, and what?
I understood it.
How was I supposed to know that you was plain sick of me?
Yeah.
Song Cry is listen, I'm sorry. The very first Blueprint, if you skipping songs, you're missing out. You're missing out on the last album, because if you skip the last album, it's 3 songs on one. Like that oh my God, thank you people upstairs. The album went 3 times platinum.
3 times.
For a reason. And it was because track 13 is 3 songs. Mama loved me.
Yeah.
Pop left me. Nikki fed me. So and so dressed me. Eric fought me, made me tougher. Love you for that. No matter what, bro. Then after that, he said, "Oh, you like girls? I got a different version of that."
Yeah.
You was wondering why is this track 13 12 minutes long? Because it was 3 of them, and then he ended it off with one and then the 2 and then the 3. Breathe easy.
It was nasty. It was nasty.
The Blueprint is hands down my favorite.
And then listen, man. I mean,
what's another note?
When I was saying I was going to mess with them girls, I was going to get right back. I actually used that line. I got slapped. I used that line. I used it.
It sound good. In theory.
I mean, what he was saying, I thought it was Bible. I'm gonna say the same thing.
Listen, I was just messing with them girls. I was going to get right back.
I was going to get right back. She was like, "What? You going to do what?" What you going to do is get out my face.
I had to see what that was, but you. I mean,
shout out to upstairs, man. We just got word that album that we're speaking about was album of the year.
As it damn well should be.
Album of the year.
There's no reason why that album isn't celebrated as much as it is. You know what I'm saying? So
but being as though that we call it how we see it, we can celebrate it today.
Absolutely. And you know what I'm saying? And if y'all got any problems with that, well, we're just gonna call it how we see it. Let me tell you something. But now, I like, we agreed on the Blueprint.
Sure.
And because we agreed on the Blueprint, that already took off my, one of my spots. But I want to talk about somebody who had another impact in my life, in which this album is it could possibly be the number 1, even though we're not ranking it. This album is my number 1 ranked album, because I love an album that tells a story, man. I love an album that going from the top to bottom. Tell me the story. Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City is no skips. you better not skip not one song. If you skip a song, you missed a part of the story.
Really?
You missed something. The album goes as a misguided youth wanting to be down or being a part of his crew, being a part of his friends, and then seeing how only thing he wanted to do was go get some booty. He just wanted to go and hang out with Shireen. That was the plan for later. But he still got to get active with his homies. He still got to be with his homies. He still got to do his thing. But in the midst of all that, there's a shootout that occurs. Something happens. Now, mind you, the car that's on the album cover, that ain't his car. That ain't Kenny's car. That's his mama car. So through the whole album, Mom calling, you better bring my car back. At least gas it up. Bring me my car back. Bring me my car back. That's another backstory. Dad high. Dad over there, he ain't even worried about nothing going on right now because he feeling good. That's why bitch don't kill my vibe makes sense. You get what I'm? The story's being told. Now the shootout or the mishap that happens, one of your homies gets hit. One of your homies dies. Now you gotta think about your consequences. Is this something that I want to do? Is this something that I want to continue on? And so he stops at his grandmama's house, and his grandmama prays for him. The dying of thirst.
I mean, hold on. Let's walk into these ropes.
Go ahead
and stop this 3 count for a second. Let's talk about how powerful prayer is. Powerful prayer.
Listen, let them know, man. Let them know.
And fans, please feel free to let us know where we're going. Please let us know what your favorite albums are. If we hitting on some key points,
absolutely.
If we have the same favorite album, or are you excited when we said Jay-Z's Blueprint?
Yeah.
Let us know. But
or if you don't like it,
or if you let us
keep that comment to yourself.
Yeah, either way, we gonna call it how we see it.
Yeah, I mean,
but the fact of the matter is that I'm really big on prayer, and the fact that he implemented that in his song really changed the trajectory of the whole song. Even the Bible says prayers of the righteous avail as much. So
let them know.
I wanted to throw that out there. You know what I mean? Words of encouragement, if you will.
Another thing that I loved about this album too is that when with that prayer that he does with his grandma, he also has to reflect too that damn, my homie just died. Like one of my friends got killed. What is my legacy in this world? What is my stance in this world? What are y'all gonna talk about once I'm gone? So when the light shut off and it's my turn to settle down, my main concern is promise that you will sing about me. Tell my story. This to me,
that's
a
tearjerker.
I get goosebumps
that's the good.
talking about
I see him.
This album, bro.
I see him lumping up. Yeah.
I remember, even though I was that spoon-fed kid, or even though a lot of the things that happened in the streets, I wasn't in that, but I was definitely one of them kids that wanted to be in that.
Sure.
I was one of them kids that if I'd have gotten that car at that one point in time, if I'd have rolled with that one homie, it could be a different story. And that's why Kendrick's story matters to those people who feel like they were misguided. So if you feel like you misguided, or if you really don't know what you're trying to do, whether you want to be in the streets or if you want to do something with your life, listen to Good Kid, Mad City, man. That's my thing, man. Take us home, Reed. What you got, man?
I'm actually going to listen to.
Man.
Man. I'm definitely going to listen to that when I get home. Because you're educating me on Kendrick Lamar. Unfortunately, I'm old school to this core, as you can see with the threads and everything of that nature.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm definitely going to listen to that. But my no skip, and I'm gonna keep it just like the last episode. It's Beanie Siegel, Becoming.
Really?
Yes.
The one before he goes to jail.
Yeah. There you go.
Come on now. You think I don't know you?
There you go.
Where I'm from.
The album. Look at the album cover says. The album cover.
My man is sitting.
He's sitting in jail.
He's sitting in jail. Are you looking at this? Are you looking at this visual right
now? Now, let's
counting the days.
We counting the days.
Cook up.
And not only that, man, we're gonna fly. We're gonna fly on this plane still continuously, and we're gonna go to this final destination. The fact that one of the songs on there that really speaks volume to me is "I Cannot Go On This Way."
Ooh.
I can't go on this way. Oh my goodness! And the fact that in the beginning, he talks about the evils. He talks about the evildoers. He's talking about the industry and people that he was signed under at the time.
Yeah,
he revealed that in a later interview.
He did.
He talked about how no dental plan. You know, it's you can't. If you put them pups in the kitchen, are you going to get some biscuits? Oh my goodness gracious! And then the fact that, you know, he was really trying to hone in on how he wanted to have his own situation. He wanted to have his own label.
To set the premise on the B coming.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, was it Public Enemy #1?
That was the mixtape.
So Beans had a couple mixtapes that was that dropped. So the streets knew about it. So when the B Coming came out, a lot of us knew most of those songs because it wasn't just Once Again It's On. Shout out to the people upstairs. The One Shot
Tales
Deal.
of a Hustler Part 2.
Yep.
That was on that One Shot Deal with Redman.
That was in State Property 2.
That was.
I'm here with you. So I Can't Go On This Way was that one. But do you remember the main song on that album? What was the album? Because I'm about to say this album didn't sell as well. But
it didn't because of lack of promotion.
Correct.
Because it wasn't because of Beanie Siegel.
No.
It was a lack of promotion and the fact that they was going through that war, Dame and Jay.
Yeah.
You know, and then Jay
it was during
and they was during the breakup.
Rockefeller was falling apart.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden that Dame is the biggest Beanie Siegel fan, and Jay-Z showing up in court and all that good stuff. And, you know, he was trying to be on Dame.
Yeah, shout out to Upstairs. Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, this was released on Dame Dash Music, not Rockefeller.
Yeah. But the funny thing about it is when he came out of prison, he wasn't repping that anymore. He wanted to go to Jay. But then after that, when Jay realized that, he realized that he wanted to be independent because he had a conversation with 50 and his uncle. You remember on that infamous interview, he said, "I thought what rock was like this, not this."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But,
I also loved I mean, listen. As far as the no skips,
that's that. Listen, man,
you got me over here.
And then listen, Feeling in the Air.
Come on, that was a song. Yes, Feeling in the Air, and that's track one.
That's track one. That's track one.
As soon as you play it, so that's an intro.
Yeah.
And now that could go up there, and Feeling in the Air is also one of them. It's one of them songs too where you like. Bro, I gotta talk about my homie. Like I gotta talk about my friends. Like people who I've sat at the table and ate with, who've invited me. I know they kids, I know they family, but yet something going on.
Something ain't right.
It feels funny. Like we ain't how we used to. Man, that was good. And then now I ain't gonna hold you. It probably goes to like the first 6 songs straight. I'm rocking. Like I'm rocking. Oh Daddy.
Yes, boo boo.
You know what I'm saying?
How I can get that through you.
Bread and butter fire.
Rain
fire. For, you know what I'm saying? But Look at Me Now. Like, it's a couple
Look at Me Now is another one that's my personal favorite.
Yeah.
Because of the name itself. Look at Me Now.
Come on now.
People done voted me out. People done said that you weren't going to make it. People said that what you're doing is stupid. Along with this show, people laughed at me in my face. And guess what? I can say, look at me now.
Listen, man, and if they got any type of disrespect or any type of slander to what you got to say, what are you gonna tell them?
I call it how I see it.
That's what I'm saying. Listen,
with all due disrespect.
With all due disrespect. Listen, shout out to every single one of y'all out there that are hip hop lovers and connoisseurs of music. Thank y'all for listening to the No Skips. This might be my favorite episode so far because I think now you're gonna make. I gotta take that Kiss album. I gotta replay that. You know what I'm saying? You go to take that Good Kid, Mad City.
I'm definitely going to. Definitely gonna look at Kendrick Lamar.
But it's really for y'all because we telling y'all no skips. This is no ranking. This is no top 5. None of that. If you haven't listened to these albums, listen to these albums in its entirety. Don't skip it.
Don't skip
That's the reason why we saying it's no skips. Tell us how you felt about R10 and the No Skips in the comment section below. Tell us any album that you got for No Skips. And this could be a reoccurring thing because I got another 5. I'm clipped up ready to go now.
Listen, not only that, man, if you give me a good enough album, I may shout you out.
Ooh, listen, we always going to be here for you. We going to be here for the fans. T-Reid, tell them where they can find you at, man.
Man, they can find me on all social media platforms. They can find me at the latest McDonald's around the corner with that breakfast sandwich. And call it how I see it. You know, it's providing a lifestyle for me, a nice, luxurious lifestyle, like looking good and stuff like that.
We got your boy in Tweet.
My brother. Yeah, got me in Tweet. Got me in Tweet. But all social media platforms. Where can they find you at, brother?
Hey, man, they can find me on all social media platforms. It's going to be Shotime SP. That's SHOTIME SP. No W, because I get those in real life. Make sure y'all follow us. Make sure y'all also like, share, tell your friends about Call It How I See It. Because who knows, your comment may be on this show. But other than that, man, we good to go.